So your tips to making metaplot stuff work overall is you're going to need to know the metaplot timeline really well, like what happens when, and be able to adjust your game timeline to fall in various stages of the metaplot. This is easier to do in the past, things aren't going. You're going to need agreement from your players that they are going to try to allow the metaplot to evolve like in the main fiction or not, but you got to pick one or the other. Either we're going to let it happen or we're going to mess with it, but everybody's got to agree. And then, using things in the past. So that brings up a question of timing games.
That can vary a whole lot from campaign to campaign, and that then affects how you can affect the metaplot or how you can integrate the metaplot, especially the kind of a metaplot we're having right now, where we have fictions happening right now that really change the way Rokugan is. And so sometimes you have games that stretch out for years and years. Like you have an adventure and then you say, and then 3 years pass, do some downtime action, and then a new adventure happens. And so you've just done 4 years of game time in 3 sessions.
That's certainly one way to do it. Or you can have it stretch out across months. So here you take a week of downtime to relax, but things are keeping you pretty on your toes. You actually have to, it's not generational or anything like that. It's a general pace of campaign that keeps rolling. I think most people run this way in general, where it stretches out across months, but not huge breaks between action.
But sometimes you get campaigns where there basically is no downtime. You go day to day, almost hour by hour, and as soon as you finish the adventure, then the very next morning, the character's off going to be doing. Well, we've finished that thing, but we've immediately got to now deal with this other plot line that we've been not doing anything with. And as soon as that's over, I've got that project that I've been trying to do, so I need to go do an adventure that's about that. And basically there is no downtime, and you could have an entire campaign that in game time is a week, because you just never had stop and you never have downtime actions.
Or at least your downtime actions are, what do you want to do tonight?
Yes. You have 5 hours spare because you got home from the adventure you were doing. You got 5 hours. What do you do? And as opposed to a week, or as opposed to a year. So so those are the two extremes: a generational campaign and a moment by moment campaign, and the kind of the middling. You take a week off every so often. Now,
if you are trying to work with the plot and it's related to metaplot, the really short time frame games are your best ones, because you can know what happened before and after, and it's not going to likely be changing while the overall story is the starting, the end, so you can integrate things quickly. But obviously you won't be integrating a lot of things because not much time has passed.
Yeah, you don't have much time passing. Although, admittedly, you're looking at the way that the fictions are coming out at the moment. It's generally a week or two between fictions, but they are set very close together most of the time. The extreme was we had, 6 fictions that took place over 24 hours, something like that. And if you can't take a week out in your game because suddenly you're now ahead of the fiction and you don't know what's happening next, which is fine if you're doing the we're in a far-off province thing. But if you're a campaign that's in Otosanuchi, where you could not avoid hearing about this stuff, it becomes a bit weird to say, oh, by the way, last week, you took a week off for your Hot Springs episode. But in that week, the Emperor died, the princes have gone missing, and this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. So we probably would have reacted to all of that. So I suppose it's much easier when you're doing the moment-to-moment campaign. Absolutely. We also talked about why you might want to incorporate the metaplot. The one possibility is it makes the players feel important and that they are part of a bigger world. That's one reason why you want to do that.
Yep, and it gives them the star quality, especially if you have LCG players or players who have read the main storyline. It gives you a little rush to meet your characters in there. So it can be fun and inspirational.
Yeah, we actually had something like that recently when an LCG card character turned up briefly in one of the fictions. And a lot of people went, oh, that's that guy from the card game. He turned up. Woo! And they're just really happy about it. And I think that can happen if that person turns up in your games. Ooh. It's like having like a crossover from a movie star or something just showing up. It's really neat. And fun. Yeah, and it can just be a lot of fun to be feeling like you're part of the story that is happening and that you are reading. I think I've talked about having played a game that was very much like that, but this is late AEG plot, and there were certain things towards the end of that which you look at those events and it felt like, yeah, I reckon a group of player characters met the person who turned out to be Fuleng, who'd just been expelled from Jigoku, and a player character group found the Eye of the Oni, which was a very important artifact. And so RGM just said, no, okay, my group of players do that, and my group of players do that other thing. But that was a meta plot that was well over by that point, and so we weren't going to be breaking anything. So that was actually quite a lot of fun.